because I care deeply about Canadians. I want to highlight a new member of the council, Peter Tertsakian. Great to see you again, Peter. Glad you could join us. I'm glad you've all joined me today because we're in a critical moment. As President Trump stated yesterday, he is still committed to placing tariffs on Canada starting as early as tomorrow, possibly. Now, we don't know precisely what that could look like, but I do know two things. First, if the President does choose to implement any tariffs against Canada, we're ready with a response. A purposeful, forceful, but reasonable, immediate response. It's not what we want, but if he moves forward, we will also act. Deuxièmement,
secondly, we're ready for any possible scenario.
Whatever scenario comes forward. Et ça, notamment,
in particular, that's thanks to all of you. Your work is of inestimable value, and its impact has already been felt.
You have all pulled together regions of the country, industries, thoughtful business leaders and thought leaders to unite as part of Team Canada, to be ready and flexible, whatever comes, is not just the right thing to do, it's also deeply reassuring. Reassuring to Canadians, reassuring to business owners, to workers, and to people around the world who look to Canada as a key partner. You've been speaking out, stressing that tariffs against Canada would have disastrous consequences for the United States, putting American jobs at risk, raising prices on Americans, and undermining our collective security. Votre point de vue et vos conseils ont été
Your point of view and your advice has been of inestimable value to develop our response to the imposition of tariffs. You've helped reassure us in these difficult times and times of uncertainty.
Team Canada, fighting for this country we all love so much. At the same time, our government has responded to what the President is focused on and what is motivating him to consider applying tariffs as early as tomorrow, the flow of fentanyl and illegal crossings into the United States. Now, let me reiterate it. Our border is safe and secure, and less than 1% of fentanyl and illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada. We're committed to keeping it that way by addressing current challenges and strengthening our capacity. That's why we're implementing the $1.3 billion border plan we announced late last year. In fact, the first patrol helicopters began monitoring the border earlier this week, and new canine teams along with imaging tools are being deployed to detect and stop the flow of fentanyl. Meanwhile, our previously implemented border measures are already showing results too. We've ended the practice of flagpoling, when temporary residents travel to the United States only to immediately return to Canada to access immigration services, a decision that's saving Canadian and American border officials time and resources. And we're bringing in heightened security for visa applications, which has resulted in an 89% drop in illegal crossings by foreign citizens to the United States in the second half of last year. This is real progress. As the President's Commerce Secretary nominee acknowledged the other day, it demonstrates that we are committed to the Canada-U.S. relationship, committed to upholding the safety and security of our shared border. And while we will continue to explain that Canada is the trading partner the United States needs for its long-term prosperity and global security, Canada has steel and aluminum, critical minerals, clean and affordable energy, stable democratic institutions, shared values, and the best workers in the world. Right now, we're showing the new American administration that they have a strong partner in Canada when it comes to upholding border security, all while simultaneously underscoring that we won't back down, that if tariffs are implemented against Canada, we will respond. We won't relent until tariffs are removed, and of course, everything is on the table.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Part of what this council has been doing is pulling together perspectives from across industries, from across different parts of the country to make sure that anything we do will be fair right across the country, that all Canadians will share in the job of standing up for our interests and, quite frankly, standing up to defend the most successful trading relationship in the world. One of the things that this Council has been very strong on is saying that this is the opportunity for Canada to move forward internally on free trade within Canada. As we look at challenges with the United States, as we sign free trade deals over the past years with the world, we know that internally, within provinces and across territories, there are barriers that exist that would be better for Canadian businesses, Canadian workers, and the Canadian economy if we removed.
Finally!
So we have stepped up our actions on internal trade. As we speak right now, Minister Anita Anand is hosting a meeting of provincial trade ministers elsewhere in this building to move forward on ambitious proposals on internal trade. We know there are things we can do to increase Canada's competitiveness and effectiveness in a more complex world, and moving forward on internal trade with new energy is something that this Council has been directly encouraging us and responsible for us doing. Of course, I won't sugarcoat it. Our nation could be facing difficult times in the coming days and weeks. I know Canadians might be anxious and worried, but I want them to know the federal government, and indeed all orders of government, have their backs. That was the topic of conversation 2 days ago when I had a First Minister's meeting with all premiers. Nos entreprises, nos syndicats, notre
businesses, our unions, our civil society, and the vast majority of premiers of provinces and tens of millions of Canadians from sea to sea are speaking in one single voice. Canada is ready for any eventuality, and this is thanks to you who have taken of your time and your energy to protect Canada and to prepare us.
To stand united, to stand together, to work together, as Canadians often do, to defend our country. That's exactly what we're going to do. So let's get back to work. Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Merci tout le monde.
What is step one tomorrow, Prime Minister?
Thank you very much.